Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Tomorrow's Weather Today. Today we are going to be talking about severe weather, the possibility of severe weather tomorrow, um, Friday, May 22nd, in Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, and part of Texas, and little sliver of Arkansas. Um, it's looking like there's going to be some severe weather tomorrow, as according to the Storm Prediction Center. 5% chance for tornadoes, 15 for wind, and 15 for hail. Um, the wind is giving you the entire slight risk, while the hail is only giving part. Um, and we will head over to the models. So we're going to start off with the HRRR, the 12Z run for today. And we're going to start off at the wind, or the dew points. Um, so we can see here that we have some southerlies coming out of Texas and Oklahoma, and then they shift around um, to the east. So there's a front. I'm gonna guess right in there. There's some sort of there's probably a warm front in there. And then it looks like either a dry line or a cold front extending down um, through Texas at this point with the low pressure system up here. So my guess would be a dry line that goes all the way down. Um, and we're going to move this ahead. Dew points do increase, and then, oh, sorry, I clicked on that. They increase into the 70s for much of eastern Oklahoma, and that front now has lifted. You can see now winds are out of the south for most of eastern Oklahoma. There's still some sort of boundary in here. Um, Now that I'm thinking that the boundary is an outflow boundary. When we were here, was it 17Z or 6? It was 16Z. I'm thinking that this is more of a outflow boundary, but the dew points do drop off a lot, a few degrees, so maybe it is a warm front in here. But the reason why I say this might be a outflow boundary is because we do have tomorrow morning we will have an ongoing MCS from today's severe weather that's going to be focused in Kansas and the Panhandle of Oklahoma. If we can actually take a look at that really quickly and see that there is a 5% chance for tornadoes, 15 for wind, and 15 for hail with significant severe. Um, and that will continue until tomorrow. And these are going to be high base when they get into Oklahoma, meaning that the tornado threat is low, um, and there is enough instability. The SPC actually talks about this. An MCS will may be ongoing Friday morning across northern Oklahoma. Mid-level shortwave instability will be quite large. It will be elevated. Um, possibility severe wind and or hail will be possible, and then it will weaken, and then it's gonna. We'll look at the reflectivity here, so you can see that MCS ongoing right here, possibly some hail, maybe even some wind. Um, then it dies off. It's gonna die off, and then you're gonna start to see some discrete um, cells. These are the ones that may drop a tornado. We're going to go to 21Z, and you can see more firing now in Texas, and these two ongoing in Oklahoma, and then we take this ahead, and they get stronger. And then by the time we get to the end of this run, it's starting to become a linear um, system, and if this holds, we got some big hail producers here. I wouldn't be surprised if these are producing tornadoes as well. So let's go back to 16Z and let's go to the surfaced base cape. So this is your energy in the atmosphere. So we can see that we have a bunch of cape down in Texas. All you need for severe storms is about 750 to 1,000, and everything above 1,000's plenty, especially getting up to the 1,500 range. So you can see we have a good amount of instability, and we're going to take this ahead to 18Z, to 19Z, 20Z. If we take a look at I want to get the right before, alright, so right here, let's take a sounding for right in front of the cell where it's moving into. And we can see that the possible hazard type is a tornado. The critical angle is 75. The overall mean wind is going to be moving southwest towards the southeast. So it's going to be moving that way. No cap. There is no cap at this point in time. And we have a lot of instability here. It's over 4,000. So I would not be surprised if we do get a couple of tornadoes tomorrow. And let's go back to the surface-based CAPE. Let's get one right in this high area of 5,000. Critical angle 91. That's almost perfect for tornadoes. The shear isn't great. You would like to see those at least the surface to 1 over 100. Which you're not getting there. The LCL is a little high, and so is the LFC. You would like to see that down farther, closer to 925 millibars or so. And then at this point in time, looking at the bulk shear, the best shear is out in eastern Oklahoma, where we do have the bigger risk for tornadoes, according to the SPC. So, significant tornado parameter. For good tornado, you like to see about a 1. And there's a 5.8 value here. I'm just curious. It's a little polluted, uncontaminated. But there is some dry layers within the atmosphere, and that LCL is looking much better as it is down to 488, which is better for tornadoes. So, looking at the low-level jet at 850 millibars, it isn't overly strong. It's not looking very strong, especially at 21Z when the storms are firing. But if we go up to 500 millibars, we can see there's enough. And here's our trough. It's right up here. And this is your strong. This is your jet max right here. Again, right what we're looking for, the heightened risk for tornadoes. If we go down to 700 millibars, we can see that we have a good 30 knot flow out of the west as well. And then quickly, if we look at the surface-based cap, there is absolutely 0 cap in the area here tomorrow in the afternoon, which is going to allow storms to fire. Lapse rates are good. I'm looking at about 7.5 to 8. And then looking at the energy helicity index, this is looking at shear combined with instability. So you can see here, again, in our area, some good values, over 2. And then here, tornado, 89 crit angle, shear's looking pretty good. Plenty instability, no cap. Some dry layers, which is good for wind. It's conducive for wind. Obviously, we're not rooting for tornadoes and damaging winds to happen or hail, because it causes major problems. But the threat is out there with the LCL and the LFC pretty low. So looking at the NAM, we are going to go to the reflectivity just to give an idea of what the NAM is thinking at 21Z. So we can see that at 21Z tomorrow, Friday, we can see a convective system on the border of Arkansas and Oklahoma, and some smaller storms in Texas. And if we compare that that's 21Z tomorrow, if we compare that at that time, the same MCS is out here, and then you have some storms in Oklahoma. So there's already a big difference between these two models. That's the HRRR, sorry, my bad. Taking this out 3 hours, we can see that this starts to bow out. And we have a damaging wind and hail threat out of this, as it is diving southward, southeasterlyward. Taking this ahead, now we get storms firing towards the nighttime hours in Oklahoma. These will probably be moving this way, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, they are diving southward as well. So overall, I'm thinking more of a wind and hail threat tomorrow. Tornadoes definitely cannot be ruled out with that 5% risk. But I think that we could see possibly a strong one, maybe an EF2, EF3. It's certainly possible if we do get the HRRR with the discrete cells. And we also do have a marginal risk for the Carolinas, Tennessee, northern Georgia, and Alabama, and southern Virginia. But that threat looks to be much lower with a 2% tornado, hail, and wind threat as well. That is it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Turn on those post notifications. Link to the Discord will be in the description, and immediate meteorology and Landon's weather forecast. Thank you all for watching.